Hello everyone. It's 8 o'clock in the evening as I start recording this on the 6th of August 2024. All of it is up for discussion. um, but anyway, this is the Self-Preservation Society. I'm Basil, broadcasting Truth and Therapy, and here I am using the talking stick. And the title of this broadcast is Going Underground. Been wanting to give some thoughts on this question for a while, but I watched something earlier today on underground cities in Russia, and when you think about it, as I do, alongside like Darren Coolier, this, that, and the other, in Paris they got what they call the catacombs. In London, there's tunnels other than what we know about or use, subways, etc., all over London, and they're all over the world. And for those of you that are new to this or new to my channel or whatever, I ask you to take the points I'm making and then go and do your own research, which is what I've done. And before I go any further, with a possible exception of these two memes on the front here, it's debatable where if any of the other memes that you're going to see bear any relation to what I'm going to be talking about here today. But look at that. Melted buildings, this, that, and the other. And again, give a shout out to John Levi, Jon Levi on YouTube. He's also on Odyssey now. I've just recently found him there. For me, he is the go-to man on this sort of subject, not only because of what he brings and the way he shares the information. He's got a beautiful, calming voice, John. The energy, frequency, and vibration of it is really soothing, and more on that as we go on. But not only does he bring a lot to the table, he also recommends other people to go and look at their work on whatever. And for that, I really respect and honour him. I do similar. If you've spent some time on my channel, you'll often hear that. If you look in the description box below, you'll see that. And, I don't lay claim to anything other than my awareness. And my awareness, in part, comes from listening to other people that have helped me to become more aware. But anyway, when I was listening to this about the underground cities in Russia, and I'm thinking about the melted buildings that we see all around the world, and you don't see them until somebody shows you them. Certainly that's been the case for me. Realise the real lies. And I'm grateful to all of those, John Levi and people like him, Michael Tellinger and loads of them, Michael Tazarian, Max Eigen, that have helped me look at things in a different way. Loads and loads of people. And I'm grateful to them. But Darren Coolier, for instance, was it built to hide from something that when they come up out of it, saw the evidence of what it was they were hiding from, i.e. melted buildings, this, that and the other. Is there a way to really date these melted buildings? And they're all over the world, especially in America, this, that and the other. But what I can't get away from, and the more I learn about this stuff, is the underground tunnels all over the world. All over the world. And, you know, that one that goes from Scotland to Turkey, Cappadocia. I find that really interesting because that's the region where Darren Coulier is. Find it really, really interesting. And, you know, we can see the evidence above ground of worldwide civilizations that we're not taught about or we're lied to about. False narrative on the pyramids, for instance, that for those of you that don't know, they're on every single continent on the earth. Well, every single continent that we know of. So what I find it really, really interesting from a number of perspectives. And going back to what I've been saying about, or said about in an upload recently about where I live and the citadel, and indeed across the other side of the valley, the castle, Dover Castle, this, that and the other. And again, there's a link down below that Karen and Mickey done for their YouTube channel. Have a look at it. And look at an aerial view of the citadel at the Western Heights in Dover and see the shape of the Star Fort. Now, I'm starting to think and to consider the Star Fort, and there's many. My cousin, when she was in Malta, visited a Star Fort and sent me a picture. There's the Statue of Liberty is on the Star Fort. And they do, to me, represent a cymatic pattern. Right? And if you don't know about cymatics, please go and do your own research. I'm just dropping stuff here to empower, enlighten and enable you to do that, hopefully. And I sincerely hope that you do. But, you know, I'm of the view that the Star Forts are there to link with the ley lines, the energy lines, whatever you want to call them, dragon lines that go throughout the earth. Most of the ancient megalithic structures are on or very, very near to energy lines. You can find this out for yourself. So, as above, so below. And I'm wondering if these tunnels work with that which is above. And I know, because I've done this myself, and I've spoke about this before, been in many of the tunnels in and around Dover. I've walked from St Margaret's Bay to Dover Castle Underground and back. It is theoretically possible, or it was, to walk underground from Dover way beyond Folkestone, or from St Margaret's way beyond Folkestone underground. I've spoke about it before. I'm not going to keep repeating the same stuff. Go back and have a look at some of the earlier broadcasts and whatever. But I'm starting to be drawn into this question deeper and deeper, and to philosophise over it, to peruse it, and to do what that bloke on the left is doing, go within, to try and understand and get a greater awareness of those things that we've been lied to about and or have been hidden from us. You know, the more I learn, the less I realise that I know, and I hope that's the same for all of us. It should be. But it should not stop us inquiring more and more. So let's just say that these star thoughts are showing a cymatic frequency. Somebody with much, much greater knowledge and awareness than me may be able to take up the baton and ride with this if it hasn't been done before. Star thoughts, ley lines, megalithic structures, ley lines, underground tunnels, arteries. That's what I see them as for this energy, not just as places to go and hide, as evidence shows that our ancestors did, from something that was happening above. And, you know, when I think of Sodom and Gomorrah, hellfire and brimstone, when I think of the ancient Vedic scripts and texts and whatever talk about the gods fighting with weapons that had the light of 1,000 suns, or words to that effect. You know, when I bring this all into the equation, just seems to make sense. And you've got to consider and remember this: Soren Kierkegaard, history is a lie, telling events that never happened and told to us by people that wasn't there. You've got to unlearn and continue to unlearn everything that you know or think you know. And you've certainly got to challenge everything you know and everything you think you know in order to learn again. Yoda. There are ancient settlements in the North Sea between the UK and Germany. Ancient Neolithic settlements that some 11,500, 12,000 years ago, maybe a little bit more, people actually lived there until the waters rose some 400 feet. So those tunnels underneath those settlements, for me, it could be argued, go back at least 12,000 years. We've heard new stuff about Stonehenge that's doing the rounds on the internet. Some of the stones come from Scotland, this, that, and not just from Wales, this, that, and everything that is hidden will be revealed, slowly but surely. And with that revealing, that revelation, I strongly feel that it is bringing us into a new reset in the way that has been done many times before. But once you, as a collective, not just as an individual, but as a collective, reach a certain level of awareness and knowledge and knowing, that's when the reset really happens. They wipe it all out and start again. And that for me is something we're heading to faster and faster and faster in our time. We are not going to be, we are part of it. What lacks for many is an awareness of that, because their mindset, their thought processes are controlled by their schooling, school to train an animal, their indoctrination through the papers, through the media and everything else. You see the fear and the ego with people when you share truths with them, and how angry they get because their whole reality is being challenged, and they don't like it. They don't like it and they don't want it. It won't stop me doing it. I just want you to think, as I do, about things. There is some great scholars out there, Graham Hancock and what's that bloke, can't think of his name, come up with the correlation between the Giza pyramids and Orion. Robert Duval, is it something like that? Robert Bouval. Some great scholars out there that have brought so much knowledge and awareness to us. And we should take up the baton and run with it. Don't just listen to it in one ear and out the other. Run with it. Your soul's ascension is dependent upon it. It's as simple as that. Rubbing the sleep from your eyes is a painful process. I've said that many times before on my channel. You know, and I had a chat, Becky was here the other day. We had a chat and it come up about spiritual awakening. She mentioned spiritual awakening, and I said to her, based upon my own experience, the spiritual awakening is nothing at all compared to the conscious awakening of the true self. And I stand by that, having experienced everything that I've experienced. And I've been thinking over this question. I've said before on my channel about the one time I see a light being out of Westwood at Lyminge Forest, and I was saying this to Becky the other night here, the other afternoon, and that light being, when I see it, it took me to my knees, or I fell to my knees because I couldn't stand it in its power. It was too strong for me in this physical form. But as I said to Becky the other day, because I'm slowly admitting this to myself, that light being was me, my true self. It wasn't some figure like Christ or whatever. I think it was me. And it's indicative of that. When I think about it like that, it's indicative of that scene in They Live. And if you've never watched They Live, the John Carpenter film with Roddy Piper and whatever, there's a scene in there at the time, it had the longest fight scene in it, where Roddy was trying to put glasses on this bloke so he could see things as they really are. And that's me and that light being at Westwood. It's indicative and of that. I no longer see that light being that I experienced there as something outside of me. It was me, and it's just been part of my, for want of a better expression, ascension journey and process. I've had to come to awareness of that. There's nothing greater outside of me or you than what lies within us all. And I'm just intimating to you an experience I had a few years ago now, and how I see and understand it now. Powerful, powerful stuff, my friends. And I don't say that to be boastful or egotistical. I share it to empower, enlighten, and enable you, every one of you, as to who and what you truly are. And it's not this physical body, and it certainly isn't the spiritual aspect of that, the spiritual body. You are so much more than that. We are all so much more than that. And we need to wake up to that. Part of the process in doing that is waking up to see this third dimensional reality for what it is, to understand it, to question all that we've been told that it is a duty of each and every one of us, for our own journey, for our own sake, and for the sake of the whole. Question everything. The energy, frequency and vibration that I've spoke about here with regards to the earth and the different structures at different points on the earth, star forts, Stonehenge, the ancient megalithic structures, all the pyramids in all their forms and variants all around the world, merely a macrocosm of what you are, the microcosm. We need to understand that if we are to be free, only we can free ourselves. And only we can keep ourselves in a prison. It's not Bill Gates or Klaus Schwab or any of those doing it to us. It's not the people that work for them, knowingly or unknowingly, doctors, nurses, police, lawyers, etc., priests. It's not them. It's us. When we face our fear, when we confront our greatest enemy, ourself, without fear, and challenge the egocentric mindset that we have, yes, you'll then more likely have a spiritual awakening. But that should lead you to a conscious awakening. Going underground, going within. Doesn't matter which way you put it. Think about what I am saying to you here, the message that I'm bringing to you. Not only here on this broadcast, but on all of them. And think very clearly about what I've got to gain from this. I can't be free till we're all free. I don't ask you to buy books, DVDs, I simply ask you to share. If it resonates, share the message. It's all free. All you got to do is pay attention. I'm not one of these mercenary fucking mediums or truthers or anybody like that wants to harvest your material wealth, this, that, and the other. It's meaningless. It's meaningless. You can't take that with you. You can only use it there, under their control. They can tell you what you can buy with their money. And all the while you're doing that, you're simply not paying attention. It's as simple as that. Pay attention. It's free. Everything on my channel is free. The message resonates. Share the message. Don't share me. Share the message. Whether you're listening to this on YouTube, Rumble, Odyssey, Brighteon, or BitChute, share the message. And look underneath wherever you're looking for my main BitChute channel where my full library of work is, and go and peruse it. Spend some time there. See if I can help you, or the messages that I share can help you. I can only share a message to empower, enlighten, and enable you to help yourself. Nobody else can do it for you. Palamia, thank you. In Lakesh, in you I see another me. Mitakwe Oyasin, we are all related, we are all relatives. And I tell you, we are all connected.